Hi guys, in this video I'd like to illustrate a build of Business Contact Manager that I'd created for computer repair shops and places that deal with IT mainly. Well, not so much of IT, but suppose you own a computer shop and you want to use Business Contact Manager in order to manage your business or organize properly or be able to bill properly. A recent client of mine actually inspired me to make this video. A lot of people that deal with IT or just computer repair and basic usually have a customer that comes in and requests that to fix a CD-ROM, for example. A CD drive doesn't read CDs no more. So you fix it, and then a week later he comes back and the hard drive is messed up, and he's saying, "Hey, you didn't fix it for me," or whatever the case may be, and you're saying, "Hey, I already did that job for you," or you're being lowballed, or whatever the case is. Suppose you want to manage everything, right? You need everything unified. So Business Contact Manager actually could do that for you, and I'm going to show you a quick build that I had made specifically for this design. So I'm going to go into my content management, and you'll see that I have no data in here, absolutely zero data. I just totally customized this entire thing. Again, like you saw in my real estate build, for example, you have your front page and you have your quick view, and I'm just going to go through it really fast. Now, I have two tabs here. I have customers and I have payments. Customers when you have a new customer coming in, and payments when you want to track your money. You want to know how much you get paid. You want to run reports that show you how much cash have you earned. Suppose you're a company, you want to do your taxes, you got to have proper paperwork. And basically, whether you're a big company or a small company, big companies is different. They would go with the CRM rather than use Business Contact Manager. But for a small company, you would use something like this. So let me go in and right away create a new business contact. In this case, I'm using customers for business contacts, and I'm going to use myself, for example. So I'm going to put in my full name as I'm the customer. Suppose I walk in and I say, "Hey, I want my computer repaired." So the person behind the counter will pull this up and say, "Okay, I'll make a record for you. Let me get some information." So right away you have the full name, and then you have job title, which is not required, but I left it there. It's default field in BCM actually. So suppose my job title, suppose I don't even work for a company, I'm just an individual. I could just put in none. I can even take this whole field out rather, but I decided to leave it in there. But let's say I'm a part of a company, right? And I am I'm the IT manager, and I'm coming to you because I don't know how to fix certain things, right? And my company name, which is Danger Studio. And I do have an email address. I'm going to collect this information as well. Why? Because I want to be able to make future mailings and offer promos and codes and all kinds of good stuff. And let's say you want to collect a website for the company. I'm going to put in my website, for example. And we want to collect a couple of phone numbers, what's best to reach you at. So I'm just going to put in 555-555-5555. And then I'm going to put in another phone number, for example. Oh, I never set up a modem on this computer. Whoops. Okay, let me just do this real quick. I'm in 718. Okay. BCM usually ties into your actual modem when you want to make calls out, for example. But we're not going to talk about that right now. You can actually fax directly from this, but that's a whole other subject. Phone number, let's say 347-777-777, and let's say I have a business fax line, and my fax line is 212-222-2222. And now we want to collect some address information. And let's say I live on 21 North 2nd Ave, and I'm just making up an address, obviously. Let's say in Brooklyn, New York, 11227. And I'm going to click OK. And I now have a complete address. And now let's talk a little bit about the work. So I put in here job number because you like to track your work. You want to give kind of a reference number to somebody. So this is not automated. You would actually have to put in a number. So you can come up with a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for example. So I formatted this in a way where it shows the number like currency, which is a mistake really. It should drop off the decimal, but you get the idea. This is like a reference number. Services required. So now suppose I'm coming to this person and I'm saying, hey, you know, my computer has tons of viruses. It's totally loaded with all kinds of crap. Or I want to replace my hard drive, or my video card failed. I got to replace that. I want to do a RAM upgrade, miscellaneous upgrade. I need to reformat my computer. Reinstallation of software of some sort, CD-ROM repair, USB repair, audio drive repair, a new setup, custom work, web design, programming, and of course I can always edit this list and add additional things, but I'm going to choose for this particular example CD-ROM repair. And job description, basically asking the client, hey, you know, can you tell me a little bit about what happened? And now I'm estimating what I got to do, and I'm assuming I have to order a new OEM ROM drive. I'm going to put in Dell, for example. So service location, now I can select whether it's an on-site job, an off-site job, customer's home, customer's office, or is it a remote job? Can I pretty much use LogMeIn or Join.me to connect to the person's computer? But let's say I'm going to do it on-site. He's dropping the computer here. Now it's time to talk about the terms, which is a little bit about the money. How much am I charging this person? Well, suppose I have a price list and I'm going to charge $120 for the CD-ROM repair, plus the cost of the part. So I'm asking for a down payment. I'm telling him, leave me half of the money, of course. So I'm charging $120. So I want $60 as down payment, and I'm going to mark down that he paid me $60 as a down payment. And the initial cost for me, because I have to get the CD-ROM for him, for example, let's say it's going to cost me $80. I'm going to put in $80. So required hours is basically how many hours will I be spending on fixing this. Now suppose I bill by hours, or suppose I bill per project or per job or what I'm fixing. I'm going to select, let's say it's going to take me maximum 2 hours, or let's say 2.5 hours. So I have almost everything that I need in order to have a good record of this job. And suppose now I have to order these parts. This particular CD-ROM is an OEM, factory made, and I have to go on Dell.com, punch in his let's say service ID tag or express service code, and I want to order the number. So I want to order the part. So I'm just going to say order required, part number. Let's say the part number is 01234556. An estimated arrival time. Let's say I order it today. I'm assuming it will arrive by the 27th, which is Friday, and I'm going to estimate it to, let's say, 1:30 p.m. That's when the UPS guy usually comes. And let's say I now have a tracking number. I want to be able to track it. I'm going to put the tracking number inside this record so I can follow through with the part. I'm just going to put in a random bunch of letters in here and some numbers. And here I have a tracking number. So I'm just about done. Now I'm going to go to timestamp, and I'm going to add a new note. I'm going to say that at 9:32 p.m. Elon dropped off his machine at my office. I'd ordered the part, and now waiting for part to arrive. And I'm going to save and close this record. Now I'm not fully done yet, even though you see when I saved it, you see here that I have the information that I have on here is not the custom information. This is actually a very plain look of the list view. Now I want to modify this view because I want to be able to see a little more. So I'm going to remove some of the columns here, and I'm just going to add a couple of additional columns real quick. And I want to go to my user-defined fields, and let's say I want to be able to see the service required. I want to see the service location. I also want to see, let's say, estimated arrival time for parts. And I want to see job number. I could add job description, but I don't want too much text to be on there. So I think I have almost everything that I need, all except the date. I want to see the created date. When this person came in, when did Elon come in, and when did he ask me to start working for him, more or less, or do this job for him. So let me just find the created by. Where did it go? I know it's in here. And I want to be able to see it, and I want to be able to easily sift through all my fields. So I'm looking for my created field, and I'm going to add that in here. And now take a look. Let me just quickly open up these columns so they're available and they're open. And I guess I can move this a little bit more. See, this whole thing is customizable. You could do so much. And now you can see that on Friday I had this person, Ilan Patel, come in, and he had required a CD-ROM repair, and the service location is on site. I now have a proper record of this, including a job number and the date that it was created. So now I am pretty much waiting for the part to arrive. Meanwhile, I want to now track a payment for this person, right? So right away I'm going to open the record up. I'm going to go to opportunity, which is BCM's way of tracking money, and I'm going to say the opportunity title is, I'm just going to write something random, Ilan CD-ROM, for example, and the sell stage is a new order. I'm going to mark it work in progress, and I don't need a reminder because I'm not collecting money. Now it's time for me to make the charge. I need to measure how much money am I receiving from my client. So I'm going to click on add, and I'm going to add a brand new price list, or more or less a product, right? So the item is, see, I want it to be flexible, right? I don't want to have 1,000 products. So I'm going to focus on one particular product, and we're going to call it PC repair. And I'm going to label this 120. So I know that I'm going to charge this person $120. So they already paid me $60 as a down payment. I want to note that, right? So the unit cost is going to be $120, and the unit price will be $120. So I'm going to now save this, and I'm going to click OK, and I'm going to add it into my system. And now you'll see that I'm owed $120, basically. So I'm owed $120. This person already made a $60 payment. I can actually mark this down now. I can mark it down to 60, and I can modify the price, and it'll display that now I'm owed $60 by this person. But I don't want that, because I want to put 120, because at the end of the week, let's say, I want to run a report, and I want it to tell me how much money I had made. So I have $120 in here. I'm going to add a timestamp, and it's going to say awaiting payment. Down payment was made today at $60. And I'm going to save and close this, and save and close my other record. And now you'll see in payments I have here one payment. There's no close date because I haven't won, and the expected revenue, let me remove this column and add in the total revenue column. And let me just go jump and get to total revenue, so I'll be able to see exactly how much is owed to me. And you'll see that there's $120 linked to this person, this customer, right, without a close date, which is work in progress. So now I have tracking, and you'll see my comment appears in my my quick select view, and I'm able to see that this is work in progress. Now I'm going to add in here, and let me see if I can find it quickly. So I'm just really customizing this further as I go, because I know that I need to see certain things. As I work, or as I want to be able to be on top of my game, I want to be able to see every single stage and every single thing that's going on. So when I come in, let's say in the morning, or it's midday, I have a secretary working for me. I want to be able to see everything that's work in progress. I want to be able to sort it and see what I'm doing, what I have to do, etc. So that's really the very, like, a bare backbone of the system, as you see. Now suppose that the part arrives now. So I have a record of everything, and I can just click on this over here on the record itself, and now the part came in, and I'm going to start working on this. And now I want an appointment done. I want to have a calendar appointment telling me, hey, you have to call Ilan and tell him, hey, your computer is ready, or an appointment to call him to discuss either financial things or whatever the case may be. So from the record directly, I'm going to click on appointment, and I'm going to say, let me make the appointment remind to pick up PC, and the location is going to be office, and I'm going to say remind it, let's say tomorrow, remind him to come pick up the computer at 1 p.m. And I can write some notes, blah, blah, blah. Just some on-the-fly stuff. And I'm going to save and close this. And now, when I look at my calendar, and this is a shared calendar actually, I'm able to see that I have here remind to pick up PC Office. Now, I didn't include my name. I should have put my name in here so I could see exactly who this pertains to. But you get the idea. I have a clear view of what's going down. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. I have the slot booked. Which means I either have an appointment with this person or I want to call them to remind them to do something. Now I can create an appointment and link it directly to a record. In this case, I'm going to delete this part. I don't need the appointment anymore because, well, it's just a test. I'm going to go back to Business Contact Manager, which I like to access directly through my my Mail tab. I never really use the Business Contact Manager tab. I like to have everything directly inside. I can quickly go through my email or go right through Contact Manager. And that's pretty much it. I can move these things around. I can control the look and feel. I can see what I want to see. I can see by terms the kind of money that's owed to me, the down payments, how many hours are required for work, and I can add additional things. So now, suppose I have another customer coming in, and I'm just going to quickly create this, and you'll see I'll flow right through it. I'm going to say John Smith is coming in. Job title, I'm going to put none. Company, I'm going to put none. And his email, let's say johnsmith@aol.com. Web page address, I'm going to put in none. For phone number, I'm going to put 718-111-2222. No home phone number, he's just leaving me a cell phone number. And he's given me his address, which I'd like to have on file as well. Let's say he lives on 15th First Ave in New York, NY 11006. And I'm going to go now and say, hey, let's give him a job number. Let's call the job number 8800. Let's say, I'm just giving a random number. Let's say this person's service required is a RAM upgrade. They're bringing me a netbook, and that netbook needs memory. So the job description is Acer netbook upgrade from 1 gig to, let's say, 2 gig. And service location, we'll say, let's change the service location. Let's make the service location at the person's home. Let's say customer's home. And down payment, we have none. Let's say we have the RAM already in the office or at the place. No need for down payment. My initial cost is what I paid for the RAM personally. And let's say I paid for it out of my own pocket, 80 bucks. And let's say the required hours to do this, I'm going to mark it down to 4, which includes my travel time. Suppose I'm going far or I'm sending a technician out there, and I don't really need to do anything here. I'm pretty much done with this. I can just say appointment set to upgrade machine given to Jane. So I can actually create a field here saying select technician for commuting, and I can select Jane, for example. Now I can run reports and see how many jobs Jane did, what the close rate is on Jane, is it satisfactory what she's doing, etc. So we're done with this now. So I'm going to save and close this, and you'll see I have here now John Smith. So I'm going to sort this by company. I can sort this by phone, service required. So now you'll see I have a really neat picture of what I'm doing, and you'll see here that now, let's move forward, I'm going to create the opportunity. So I'm going to click on John Smith, and now it's time for me to bill John Smith. So I'm going to charge him, let's say, $300 for this job, and I'm going to make the title RAM upgrade, and I'm going to say that this is a work in progress. I'm not going to mark it waiting for parts because I don't need the parts. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to add a new item. I'm going to create a quick little product. I'm going to call it RAM upgrade, and I'm going to charge him, I forgot the amount I said before, but I'm just going to say, I'm going to say 180. I'm going to charge him 180 bucks to open up his Acer and stick a new RAM in there directly from my office, which covers both costs. So the unit price is 180. I'm going to save it. I'm going to mark it in, and let me place in RAM upgrade. Click OK, and now you see I'm owed $180, and I'm going to make a note waiting for Jane to complete job. Now I can also capture in here credit card information. Suppose someone wants to pay with a credit card, I can have that in there. They want to have a tab or they're a regular customer. It's really not a problem to incorporate that in here and have that hidden or secure so no one else can see it. So let's say now Elon is paying me money. Let's say now I'm about to get paid. So I'm going to go to the opportunity for Elon CD-ROM. Let's say I have hundreds of things here, and I'm just going to type in Elon, and you're going to see it's going to come up here. Once I select it, I can now go here and mark it 1 because I got the money, I've been paid this amount, and save and close it, and you'll see that the sell stage is now closed 1, which means we got paid. That's really simple as that. I don't really need close date anymore because I can just add my own modified date in there. So now I'm finished. Now let's say I want to create an invoice for a customer, right? So this is all very, very, very simple. Let's say for John Smith, I'm sending Jane over there and I want her to give her an invoice, right? So I can directly click on mail merge and I can mail merge this to a brand new document, and I'll show you how mail merge works real quick. I'm not even gonna paste the template in here. I'm just gonna write dear, and I'm gonna say dear, and I can go in here and say dear first name space, and then I could say last name. Where is last name? Last name, last name. Boom. So now I can preview the results and take a look. Dear John Smith. And I can actually take an invoice template and put it here, and I could fill in the fields automatically. I can mass produce invoices. I can create 50 invoices with one click. So you'll see here that I have one record. Let's say I'm going to close this. I'm not going to even use this file, and I'm going to mark both these people, and I'm going to mail merge both of them to a new document. So take a look at this. I'm going to say dear, and I'm going to add in here the field. Let's say I'm going to go again. This time I'm going to go with full name. Full name, and I'm going to write in here a job description, and I'm going to add the field in here for a job description, which I'm sure it's right over here. And then I'm going to do preview results, and I can actually preview right through. Take a look. It'll say dear John Smith, dear Elon, and then job description changes, and I can actually print out an invoice directly from here, produce a PDF. I can even attach the file to the record to keep a record of every invoice I've ever given a customer, very, very easily. So this is just another cool idea of how to use Business Contact Manager to manage, let's say, a small IT business or a small computer repair business. So I can click on here, for example, on more. I can add a file to this person. I can go to my desktop, and let's say I have here 120 Days of Sodom or Philosophy in the Bedroom. These are ebooks. Don't ask. So I'm going to add Philosophy in the Bedroom for this person. And when I go to history, you'll be able to see that I can see every single file attached that I'd add in here. Take a look. I have history here of a meeting, of an attached file, and the opportunity that I created, which I can double click and it'll open up the bill. So that's in a nutshell the whole demo of this. I mean, it's a very, very simple thing. I'm deleting all the history items because there's really no need for me to do it. Now I can go into full extent on how you can further use BCM. You can categorize things. I can add something into a blue category and give it a name like pending or outside. I can create direct follow-ups over here with this person, but this is more generally used for leads, which I'm going to make maybe a video about some other time. I can add a business note. I can create a phone log based on what we spoke about over the phone, and I can bulk edit people. It's all very, very cool stuff. So just keep in mind that you can manage a whole database of nothing but clients. I believe this thing can hold gigs and gigs of data if used properly, being that it's a lightweight. This is actually a very lightweight customization. Something like this only costs like about $75 to $100, not more, unless there's more custom work that's involved. And I'm only using the opportunity module, which I renamed to payments, and business contacts, which I'll rename to customers. I have not even touched the account portion, which I can add to this. I can even add, for example, projects for really big projects like off-site work. Like let's say your team is supposed to go out there and wire up a whole office from the ground up, or add VoIP lines or do a phone system. Again, this is extremely customizable. This is the very bare basic. Using this, you can actually start running a company just using this particular stuff. And as you go along, you learn what to add. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I've gotten a lot of feedback about my other builds. I've actually, if you notice, I haven't made that many videos lately because I've been really working my butt off, building things, customizing things, doing a lot of web work, and helping people. I can't tell you how many questions I get, how many people visit my website and my YouTube channel, which I thank you very much for doing so. And I hope you learn things, and I hope you check out my other videos. I have a very big trending video right now. My Excel video is trending really big. If you want to learn some cool things about Excel, you can head over to it and check out my channel. And I look forward to some feedback. You know, you can always hit me up. All my information is over on my website, dangerousstudio.com. Or you can write me directly. Or you can always email Elon@dangerousstudio.com. In any event, thank you for watching, and have a good day. Bye.